What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and we are talking about the fight between Jack Hermansson and Kelvin Gastelum. Quick victory for Hermansson by heel hook in like a minute 20 seconds, I believe. It was very impressive. I can give you the exact time just so to be professional. We're gonna go a minute 18 is what it actually was, but very impressive, man. I was like, wow, that was quick. The fight was looking good. Competitive. Gastelum, threw him down. He looked good, and then next thing you know, boom, locked up the leg, done. And Hermansson did look nice on the feet, man. He's a good fighter. I really think that Hermansson's title contender in the near future. And now I want to talk about what's next for both these guys after this fight here. Let me pull up the rankings. Okay, so we have Kelvin Gastelum on here, number 6. He's around there. But what is the next fight for Kelvin Gastelum and Jack Hermansson? I'm going to talk about Jack first since he was the winner. I really like the idea of having him fight the winner of Darren Till, Robert Whittaker. I just think that that's a fair matchup. I like the style matchups. Man, he could possibly beat both those guys. He's really good, and he could be fighting for the world title. And no lie, after seeing that heel hook, he's a scary matchup for either Israel Adesanya or Paulo Costa, because styles make fights, and Hermansson has that tricky style. Now, people might be saying, oh, what about Jared Cannonier? I actually think Jared Cannonier should be next for the title after Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya. I believe he should be guaranteed a spot next. Now, if he wants to fight somebody, totally understandable. Who could he fight against? I don't like the Yoel Romero fight just simply because Yoel's got 3 straight losses. I never like matching up guys on several straight losses like that. I think what you could do, maybe Uriah Hall, Jared Cannonier, somewhere in there as a weight fight for Jared Cannonier. But if not, as a Cannonier weight, he gets a title shot. Hermansson versus the winner of Whittaker versus Darren Till. I think it makes perfect sense. The co-main event of the week before versus the winners of the main event the next week. I love that idea, and I think the fights would be sick. Now, what about Kelvin Gastelum? Where does he go from here? It's a tough loss. No, I don't want to see him fight Yoel Romero. I actually like the idea of him fighting Anderson Silva, who's outside of the top 15 on this website, and I believe also on the UFC official rankings. I think him and Anderson's a fun main event you can do, especially when crowds come back. I just like the idea of doing it for some reason. We've yet to see it, and stylistically, who knows? I definitely lean towards Kelvin, though. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I think Kelvin probably does beat him, but I like that fight. I think it's a fun matchup. If not that, who knows? Maybe Uriah Hall versus Kelvin Gastelum 2 will be somehow in the near future. And I think that Kelvin Gastelum has the nod over both those guys. Them two fighting would honestly be sick. Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva, but I don't know if I see that happening. But as a backup matchup, let me throw one out there. I think you could see him fighting possibly against the loser of Akhmedov Weidman. Rematching Weidman wouldn't be a terrible thing, but Weidman will have several losses in a row with that loss there. So that's a little tricky. Maybe even the winner of that fight, to be honest with you. Or he might have to wait a bit. I don't know. It's really who he's wanting to fight. They may throw him in there against Yoel Romero, but I don't like that idea. Both of them are on 3-fight losing streaks, though, but they're both way better than guys that are on 4-fight losing streaks. So I just don't like the idea of doing that matchup. I think Gastelum, though, will bounce back soon. I think he's still going to be a contender. He's he's top 10, top 6, probably still going to be top 8. And honestly, he's only 28. If he could drop to 170, though, there are a lot of potential matchups there. I can just quickly talk about it just for the fun of it. If he decided, hey, I'm going to get serious about this cut and I'm going to make 170 pounds, and you look at these 170-pound rankings and you tell me you don't think Kelvin Gastelum could seriously be a threat at 170, I think Kelvin Gastelum's a scary 170. I think Kelvin Gastelum gives all these guys problems. If he can get it right and drop down to 170, it's an open weight class for him, and he could be fighting for the world title there. I think stylistically he matches up well, man. His grappling is good. His boxing is good. Who knows? Maybe Kelvin Gastelum's the guy to beat Usman. It might be crazy to say after a quick loss like that, but styles make fights. Who's throwing up heel hooks like that at 170? I don't know. Maybe Damian Maia? Maybe somebody we don't know yet, but definitely not the top 5. So just an idea, just a thought. Maybe consider dropping back down. And if you're going to stay up, you're going to have some scary fights, and he could face a 4th straight loss, which would suck because his skills are way better than that. But alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video.